Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions. And it's my pleasure to have with me Dr. Nadine Vaughan with Vaughan Psychological Consultancy. Welcome, Nadine.
Thank you so much, Wendy. It's good to be here.
So, Nadine, I think you mentioned that there's been a change in your consultancy. So can you tell us what exactly is Vaughan Psychological Consultancy as it was and what you've transformed it into?
Thank you. I'd be happy to do that. It was called Vaughan Psychological Services because it included court appearances and private practice and group and business consultations. During the pandemic, I decided to make a change and to eliminate the individual work since I've done it for quite a while and loved it. But now I'm focusing more on workshops, which I can do with business groups or with associations that might want to know more about diversity or gender issues and things. I can help them with that.
That sounds interesting. I do a lot of work in the DEI space. I have my certification in DEI in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, those are all interesting topics.
Yes, I bet. Yeah, we'll have to talk about
Yes.
it.
And it's topics that are really relevant right now because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are trying to bring in more diverse groups. But of course, sometimes there are some conflicts that need to be worked out and some understandings that need to take place.
Absolutely. And in terms of what I'm now doing, in addition to, uh, shifting the focus of my private practice, um, I'm also in the process of writing a self-help book. The first one I've actually written in relation to the work that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've written a couple of novels and children's books, but this is different. And I'm working with three experts on different phases of it to try to get it to be the best I can because I'm on a mission.
Okay, well, that's great. That's why you're here, right? And so this self-help book is going to apply for everyone or a specific sector of people?
It can apply to anyone who is interested in us coming back together.
Mm-hmm.
For about a decade, almost that long, we've been fighting with each other, and families have broken up, and brothers against brother, and it breaks my heart to see it, certainly to feel it,
Mm-hmm.
which I have, as most people have. And I thought, what can I do? I have some skills here, and I thought I can just make this book about some ways to do that. And then I can offer workshops so that as people learn some skills in that themselves, they can take it into their own communities.
Okay. I hear a second book, a workbook, accompaniment coming onto this book. If nothing else, I heard that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, because I do a lot of training and development, and so sometimes I'll, if it's a book I'm using, or even, I did a leadership book, but it's a workbook accompanying it.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
exactly.
so I sound, okay, so that'll be our next book.
Yeah, well, we can talk about
Yes.
that.
So, what advice, we talked about the division and people kind of separating, like they're feuding. What advice would you give to those people?
It's a hard one because people have different reasons for
Right.
being upset and angry.
And so maybe not specific to a situation, but like just in general, like someone said, you know what, if you had to give advice to someone about coming together, do you have anything to give?
Um, One of the things that I suggest, and this takes me back to my days when I worked with couples in marital counseling, and often they would be so at each other's throats that they would forget to really appreciate who they were in relationship
Mhm.
with. And so I might even have them imagine if that person was no longer in their life.
Oh, that's a good one.
Period.
That's a good one.
And, what does that feel like? And so sometimes it can be something almost as simple as that.
Okay.
But when you take it more to the next level, it's about becoming more aware of our likenesses and the things that we share in common, because we just get carried away with the differences.
We focus on that one or two little thing, and then
Mhm.
we just blow it up out of proportion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's out of proportion at all because it feels like these are, major things we
Right.
believe and so forth. But I want to encourage folks to do whatever we can do to examine our own part in it, and that's true for me as well as anybody
Right.
else, and then to see what I have to give to bring us together.
Well, that's great advice. I wish you much success on this new project. I'm waiting for the book to come out.
Thank you.
And if people want to learn more, maybe, you know, an organization might say, hey, she might be the right person for us to come in and do training for us. How do they reach you?
My email is N as in Nadine,
Mm-hmm.
Vaughan, and it's spelled Vaughan,
Mm-hmm.
and Williams, and that was in honor of my father. He
Okay.
had no sons, but he had 6 daughters, so I took back that name and put it right after mine. So it's nvaughanwilliams@gmail.com.
Okay.
And please let me know, maybe in the subject line, that you heard me
On a
here.
mission,
Yeah,
right?
on a mission. And if you're interested in hearing more about the workshops or the book when it comes out, just tell me what you need, and I'd be happy to oblige as much as I'm possibly able.
All right. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to come in and talk with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and it's so good to meet you.
You too. Thank you so much for joining us today and hearing the wisdom from Dr. Nadine. And please reach out to her at N Vaughan, Vaughan, Williams at gmail.com to learn more. Please put on a mission in your topic, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.